God, April went by so fast, I can't even believe it. So for anybody that wants to know, that doesn't know what Scrapping with Grandpa does when I'm not picking up scrap metal, sometimes I sell burn barrels. Sometimes I do a little bit of this. Check out my video. This is on my other channel, Drew's Roofing and Home Repair. I have two channels. I actually have about 43,000 subscribers on my roofing channel, so go check it out. I'll try to drop a link down below in the description. Hi guys, Drew with Drew's Roofing and Home Repair. I just wanted to show you a project that we're just getting started today. We found some problems, nothing we can't handle. So check it out. Tell me what you think in the comments. By the way, please, no rude comments. I know some people don't like other people. We don't have rude comments on my channel, please. Everybody enjoyed the video, and we'll have another one here shortly. I'm just getting started on this thing. The big ridge right here is way too big. Gonna have to cut some plywood and make that work better. Obviously had a leak over here and they replaced this whole run. Did a terrible job up here at the ridge, I'll tell you that. Way too wide. You never want to have a ridge vent that wide. 2 inches is more than enough. More than enough. So we do have some rotten wood. We're removing all the felt everywhere. Rotten wood over here. Got to fix this here. Got rotten wood down there. We'll find out the rest of it here shortly. Taking it apart. Somebody did a wood repair right there before, but they left the worst piece in there. So it's a real bear getting it out. And I guess that's why they didn't do it. So we are gonna get it out. We literally can't do it from the top. We had to get a lattice. We could work on it from here. What a pain. Somebody would have just taken care of that originally. It would have been fine, but that's the way some people are. If you can't see it, they ignore it. I found 3 different places on this roof where the shingles weren't in bad shape and hadn't been disturbed since they were put on there. They had rotten wood under them. And it wasn't from a nail, it was from literally they didn't fix it when they put the roof on. One was that place over there that I just showed you, and another one was right there in that valley. It was actually right there at the very bottom. And they just did a crappy job when they put this thing together. And they made an addition here, so tying in the addition, they also did a pretty crappy job with that last piece of aluminum flashing. So I'm gonna do our best to put it back the best we can. Somebody's had this off before, or it blew off. I'm not sure what's happened, but there's a wrinkle in that. It's bad enough to where I can tell it came off before. And that's just an ugly piece to start with. Anyways, we're gonna make it right. We're gonna make it right. Beautiful day, Monday. Look how they built the overhang on this double wide. I can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. Look at that. They added little blocking in there. Little blocks. The only thing holding them up is the plywood. That'll make sense. They built an addition on this thing and broke the plywood at the same spot. They didn't go back onto the house and tie into it in any way. So they did a really crappy job on that to start with. I've seen that a lot. Whoever built the overhang on this thing, look what they used. Look at that. Little pieces of 2x6 with angles on them. They nailed them into a 2x2 and then put plywood down to hold everything up. First time I've ever seen that. And this is double wide. I guess this is factory built like that, from what I understand. That's all factory fascia metal. So that's original factory fascia metal. Yeah, that's mobile home fascia metal. So when they built this thing, that's how they built the overhang on it. Sanity. They sure enough filled up with insulation now. They got a good amount of insulation. I really don't know how mobile home companies get away with calling that an overhang. That's not an overhang. These rafters and that don't even touch each other. You got little blocks, 1x6 blocks, 2x6 blocks in there. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen this, but what kind of uplift does that have on the edge of your roof? Besides the fact that the plywood holds it down. Yeah, so that was a mess. We got messes here, we got messes there, we've had holes here. That whole bottom was rotted out. Don't ask me why they went over that, but I'm sure they went over it, and we're gonna have to take this piece of plywood out in order to fix that one. That was rotten. There was a rotten piece here. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna make this hole better. All the holes were kind of done crappily. They got way too much, like 6-7 inches of exposure for their ridge vent that they had out here, because they built this as an addition, and it does need to breathe because there's not a gable vent down here. There's soffit vents and ridge, and that's all they have. I don't recommend ridge, especially when the ocean is right there. But it needs to be vented somehow or another. Maybe put some of the 750 vents back in that they have, like for that part of the roof. I don't know, but I don't like that. Don't ask me who did this kind of work, but whoever put this roof on before, number one, they didn't remove the felt paper. This is an old mobile home felt paper, and this is already going to be the third roof on this house. That was all rotten. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything to fix the rotten wood when they put the shingles back on this thing, and they left it that way because we didn't see any damaged shingles. What we found is rotten plywood. So we have to remove this piece of plywood that they built on the addition in order to get the plywood out there. So that's what we're working on now, is cleaning that up so we can get to that rotten wood so we can replace it back like it was supposed to be. So anyway, some people just don't care, and I think some people just are like, can't see it from my house. Look at that mess down there. Somebody just did not care whatsoever. Tear it all out, clean it all up, fix it like it's supposed to be. That's all we can do. We'll be back. Anyway, we take off a piece of plywood, we're adding in blocking. We're not going to be able to put our clips back in, which I hate them anyway. So blocking is better. Nice blocking, nailed in tight. You want your plywood where they connect, not to be doing this number in between. So I like blocking much better than clips. So that's what we always do. We put it back together. We are cutting this ridge out on this side to 16 inches because that gap is just way too big. So I'm going to cut it back. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nail it. Cut the top off. Beautiful. Love it. Just so you know, this is how even a double wide is built nowadays. I mean, it's just, they don't even use full 2x4s. They use literally, that's less than 2 inches. And that is right at 2 inches for a ridge. Yeah. And that is the sheetrock that goes all the way down through to the inside of the house. That's the way they build these things. That is the truss, literally, of a double wide mobile home. Incredible. Incredible. Oh no. We are going to go ahead and remove both sides because that ridge is completely unacceptable. Unacceptable. Can't have it. We still have a few things to get figured out on this addition, how they put this thing back together. It's terrible. Got to replace some of that fascia. I mean, that just goes all the way back to the house. What a terrible job they did. I don't understand it. So that's going to be a project to fix. That's going to be a project to fix. Man's working on that now. 2x4s, 2x6s, we got it all.